Now, in the past 10 to 15 years, Gerber has definitely had their fair share of bad fixed blades, not only sometimes in the materials, but also just in the execution. But every once in a while, they absolutely hit a home run. And when they originally released the Gerber Strongarm, that was absolutely one of those blades and has become basically an icon, I would argue, at this point. Well, Gerber has done it again. This year, they released a new version of the Strongarm, and I'm wearing it right here on my hip. It is a USA-made MagnaCut version of the Gerber Strongarm. And if you've been under a rock for the last few years, MagnaCut is one of the most desirable, well-rounded stainless steels basically that you can get, that on paper should be far superior in almost every level to the original 420HC versions of the Strongarm. But oftentimes MagnaCut can be pretty expensive, with fixed blades of similar size using that steel easily going for over 300 bucks. And so when I heard that Gerber was putting this steel on a tried and true design that has a built-in following, I immediately thought to myself, okay, what are we talking? Probably around that price, 300 bucks, right? Not even close. You guys are gonna be shocked when you hear what I paid for this blade. I paid $160 for this earlier this year, and at the end of 2025, it's still going for that price. And MagnaCut has increased in price to get the steel, so it is bonkers. They sell out quick, they come back in. I'll try and link it wherever I can and have it in the description box below as well so you can see what's available. I don't know how they're doing it, to be honest. So we are gonna put this thing through its paces to discover how it stacks up to my original 420 version and if it makes sense to upgrade or it's better to stay with the original and just have a ton of fun getting to see blades in action and maybe decide it makes sense for us as well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. I'm Aaron. This is Gideonstactical. Let's dive in and have some fun. Vanilla Manila rope. Let's see what's going on with that. Oh! Oh, let's go, dude. I am singing it. Now, obviously, your geometry might be slightly different. Can't promise that. This is a factory blade, but dude, wow, I've definitely had to saw lots more. Even I think with my factory 420HC version. All right, a knife like this has got to stab and pry. It's just part of the job description. Look at that. Now, yeah, buddy. Look at that, exploding up that wood, dude. Yeah, now that's where obviously we want to test that for durability, but the type of knife. I mean, if this was an ultra thin hunting knife, for skinning and stuff, it's gonna snap and break the blade, like no doubt. But something that's like this, and it's designed for, first and foremost, arguably like military and law enforcement applications, stabbing, piercing, field knife, like that type of stuff, it's got to be able to handle something like that. Let's go. All right, 7,000 pound toe strap. Let's see what that's like. This could mimic a seat belt. And it's interesting, I was actually on a text thread with a buddy of mine. He had a friend. There we go, one sweep. No sawing, right? And pro tip, whenever possible, if you're batoning, into something else, like into a piece of wood, preferably, like a stump, another log, that just makes sure to send the energy back up into the piece of wood and you're not just hammering it like, into the ground. So we have a really nice, dense piece of wood here that's about max that you could span. It's about 3 inches in diameter here. Let's just do some nice hard thwacking. Ooh, yeah, dude. Yep, it's done. Game over. Okay. That was like 2 hits, dude. Oh my gosh. Look at that. That just sent the energy right through that. Let's do one more here. Heck yeah, dude. All right, let's break it down for carving. This is where, again, I know I'm gonna get, flack. Oh, you shouldn't be batoning with a knife. And yeah, I know, like an axe would be preferred, but what happens if this is in your go bag, you don't have an axe, but you need to split up some wood, you know, for whatever reason, to break it down? Could you do it? Now, should you be like just going ham all the time? No, but like little stuff like this, dude, I prefer it, and it's safer. If you're not super familiar with, like if I had, let's say it's the end of the apocalypse, right? It's the end of the apocalypse, or it's not the end of the apocalypse. It's the apocalypse, the end of the world. Or something, or you know, it's just whatever. Name the problem, and you guys stick it out for a week, and maybe you're with someone who is not super skilled. I'm gonna trust them way more to be using a knife to split wood if I show them a simple technique, and my kids can do it. Versus, hey, here's an axe. Don't take your foot off, and hopefully you don't hit your shin. That's me. That's where I'm at, guys. That's where I'm at. And I mean, I'm always flexible. Maybe one day I'll be like, never split. You'll never see another baton video on here. I highly doubt it. I doubt it. Well, as we can see right here, doing gangbusters good. Oh, yeah. Now, if only it had a 90-degree spine, which it does not, to start the fire. That's the one downside. The 420 did have a 90-degree spine that was nice and sharp. You could easily throw sparks with. This is crowned, rounded, chamfered, contoured, so you're not going to throw sparks unless you put it to a grinder. That's the only downside, so just be aware of that. I mean, you could always use the edge, I guess. Gosh, that ricasso is so large though. Yep, I could totally use it as a choil. Not what I would prefer, and I'm right on the edge, but if you had smaller than me hands, I mean, you could even get up and do that. It would be nice if they brought that back another 1/4 inch. Not the end of the world, but reminds me of like the old SRKs before they updated the design a little bit. Brought the edge in. Yeah, I mean, what do you think? What do you think? Yes? 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 That's not reprofiled, just honed, right? Honed, not completely reprofiled. There you go. So I'm sure that was a big question for a lot of you, is edge geometry out the gate? Because my 420HC version was okay, but I ended up having to have my buddy, there we go, full focus, Peter Kohler, Dark Timber Knives, one of the best custom knife makers in the world, makes all of them by hand. He convex this for me, then it became like a masterpiece, holds its edge for quite a long period of time, and really performed well. But the factory edge, I know many of you guys have to completely reprofile it. This, I actually have resharpened one time because I tested this model with my buddy Dominic from Max Level EDC. And he came out for a few days, we had a blast, hiked, tested out gear, and we tested out this model right here on this stump here in the Blade Boot Camp and kind of did a co-review on that. I'll have that linked. He's already reviewed that and released it, so you can go check that out. I highly encourage you to subscribe over to Max Level EDC. Awesome stuff that he's doing over there. But it held everything all the way through till I believe we went through 16 gauge wire, and that did slightly deform the blade. When we actually pounded it through, you can go watch that full video. It slightly deformed the blade, but with a work sharp in about 5 minutes, I got that little nick out of the blade. So that is extremely good on the performance level, both in original from my version, your mileage may vary, edge geometry, but also the ease of working on it, but also the wear resistance. So I mean, the MagnaCut steel is absolutely doing what it should. And it is a noticeable upgrade in edge retention to the 420HC. Dude, okay. It's like a wood chipper, man. That's a wood chipper. And I mean, we haven't been really talking a whole lot about ergonomics, but it feels good, man. I mean, it's a little narrow in the neck, but the guard flares, the traction has never been an issue for me in all these years. I mean, sure, like, you know, high polish micarta or wood will be more comfortable, but it's not. I've had way worse hot spotted handles for sure. I can get over, rest my thumb, do more controlled cuts if I need to, but I still feel super locked in for a pierce, reverse grip, no problem. Got a slight bird beak there. Got the full tang all the way through and then out the back. Oh man. Ergonomically, durability. Yep. Little wrist flicks can totally do it. This is about the maximum amount of chopping you're gonna get. But little shaping of wood, you know, if you needed to, I can definitely do that. Do a little pinky lanyard. I don't like giant lanyards. I mean, I don't mind them on big choppers. I kind of prefer it, but I'm saying on like smaller knives, field knives, combat knives, whatever you want to call it. If I prefer no lanyard, and then if I do feel like, yeah, you know, I probably should, I'll throw a little pinky lanyard on there. You just throw it on, keeps it from just like completely sailing out of your hands, and just gives you a little extra leverage. Is that how you French say it? Shout out to all of our French viewers. Zero issues deforming. If I could just roll my finger on there, I'm gonna slice it wide open. Perfect. And then we have the multi-mount polymer sheath that you can swap right, left, you know, with the blade, all sorts of mounting options, everything that you want there for a lot of versatility. It's a very versatile sheath, to be sure. I don't know how they're doing it, to be honest. American-made, MagnaCut, with all that, I mean, it must be that they already just have the whole platform built and they're just swapping out steel. And currently, at the end of 2025, it's the cheapest American-made MagnaCut knife that I am aware of, except for the StrongArm Camp. Their Camp version of this that's a little bit more compact, previously reviewed. I'll try and tag that as well. I gotta get my hands on that one. The steel is great, it's a big upgrade. The design of the blade with the large ricasso is still kind of like, but if you like more compact, more traditional style blades, you're getting MagnaCut, you're getting all the things. I mean, it's mind-boggling what Gerber is able to do, and proves that, like, you know, a clock is right twice a day, lightning strikes, you know, twice sometimes maybe, I don't know, whatever the terms I need to come up with. And honestly, the only thing that even comes close in my mind are the free rein knives, because they're very similar kind of in concept. The 3V is 180 bucks. That is a great option, great competitor. The MagnaCut, I think it might be over 200 now, or at least 200 for this version. But that's a great alternative, but it's still more expensive than what you're getting with the StrongArm. And the StrongArm is just extremely capable for what it is, guys. It is still very, very capable tool, a great go bag, arguably a camp knife if you want to use it for that, and just has a lot of both tactical and practical application. So that's me, and that's my mileage, guys. Absolutely worth the upgrade if you have not owned a StrongArm yet and you like premium steels, you want to try it out, or if you already own the original and you just want a MagnaCut blade, you won't be disappointed. So leave a comment below on what you think. Is it that a good upgrade or not? Till next time, always remember to stay equipped, stay prepared. I'll see you guys out there.